Hello and welcome to part 2 of the new user interface and pay bills for RealPage County. Today we will be discussing pay bills. We will be discussing 3 items for pay bills. There's the filters, there's the credits, and then there is the outbox. First, I will be demoing the filters. Pay bills essentially is a replacement of select bills to pay. So this is what will be used in lieu of select bills to pay. In my filter, I have real plumbers under 50,000. When I edit this filter, you can see what my filter criteria is. So on the select bills to pay screen, the first screen that you come to is your filter screen where you usually group by entity. And this new pay bills function, you have the filters, which you can use entities to group by entity in this case. This will be my default filter, and I will be using the vendor range of RealPage plumbers and the amount from 0 to less than 50,000. You also have options where you can drill down by objects and attributes, and you can also sort by. And this is just additional filtering criteria that you can use in order to drill down very specific on your filtering criteria. So I'm going to cancel here. And here you see that I have Real Plumbers All. So this would include anything over 50,000. So when I click on this and I apply my filters, I then see, oh, I do have a bill that is over 50,000. So this is where you can do your filtering subsets. You can add filters, as many filters as you would like. So I'm going to go back to my default bill filter. The next part we'll be discussing is the credits. So let me show you here in the training guide how credits are applied today. So in today's world under select to pay, there is a weighted average. How weighted average actually works is you have a total billed amount for $2,550 here, and $100 is 4% of this amount. My credit is $1,250. 4% of that amount is $49.02. And this goes all the way down, and it is a weighted average method. Well, when using this configuration here, accounts payable, configure accounts payable, enable application of inline credits, and you select yes, it will now use this new waterfall method in a priority waterfall, and I'll show you what the difference between those two are. Same example, $2,550 is the total amount billed. Credit is $1,250, but here you see it goes line by line. So 100 is fulfilled, 700, and then the remaining amount, 450, to equal to $1,250. And the priority waterfall method, if you have, for example, the corporate entity is the entity that has the credit, it will apply to the corporate entity first and then down to the next line item. We also have one additional credit application, and this is a configuration to limit the AP credits to the entity owners. What this configuration does is, here's your weighted average. The owning entity is our corporate entity. It will apply the credits to the corporate entities, and it will leave the remaining amount and not apply to the additional line items, and will be saved for an additional bill for that corporate entity. So I'll show you a quick demo on how that works. Here I have a bill for $1,150. I have credits available of $1,050. With my waterfall method, if I apply credits and I go to line details, it will show me that it was applied 900, 100, and 50. Keep 50 in mind because that's going to go away in just one moment, because we're going to do a new configuration that allows this to only give credits to the owning entity, which in this case would be Timberlake. So I'm going to go to Company, Subscriptions, Multi-Entity Console Configure, And I want to limit my AP credits to the entity owners. Save. Go to my accounts payable. And I come back and I didn't actually apply my credits all the way. I just wanted to see what it looked like. So here I'm going to apply my credits one more time. Same amount, $1,050. Apply my credits. Going here to line details, you'll see that the credits were applied 900, 100, and 0. So this is an example of what applying to the owning entity looks like. Then that brings us to the outbox. So I have 3 bills here, for example. Let me go ahead, apply my credits. Okay, and I want to go here. I don't want to apply credits, but I do want to merge request into one per vendor. Now this page does look familiar because just like Select Pay, it does have your payment method, payment request method, which there are 3, use vendor preference, merge into one per vendor, generate one request per bill, and then you can choose the bank that you would like to pay out of. So instead of Pay Now, which Pay Now would essentially then take it to the next step, which is either an approval or it's ready to print your checks, I'm going to actually add to the outbox. And the outbox is essentially just a holding for your bills and where you can merge them. Here you see that I have 3 bills merged, and when I go to payment request, I could see everything that was applied. I can see that the credits were applied here, the payment amounts, and then at the bottom I can actually see where the originating credit came from. So this is very useful. Okay, I'm going to say done. So I say yes, this looks good. So I can either remove from outbox, which would put it back in a pay bills selection, and I can reselect it. Again, these bills are already posted, so this is just a selection to print the checks, for example. Or I can simply just pay, which will then release that to the next section. So if I say pay, oh, I need to select pay. I see that this new status screen here will actually say ready to print checks. So when I go to print checks, I can see that I have Real Plumbers right here for $167. I can print my check. And here you see this is where my credits were applied as well. That is all of part 2 of Pay Bills of the new UI and Pay Bills section for RealPage Accounting. Thank you and have a good day.